Hello everyone, my name is Robert Weber and I'm going to take a few minutes and discuss my Practicum project with you today. The first person I was able to interview was Tiffany Wimberly, who recently graduated from Baylor Law School and has been working with the Lubbock Legal Aid Society for about 8 months. Her area within the Legal Aid Society is family law practice, in which she works on domestic violence and protective orders. Ms. Wimberly said that she spends her days meeting with clients and other attorneys. She appears in court once a week. She feels that her success has been due to her organizational skills and anticipating arguments that the opposition will make in court. She conducts her legal research using statute books and regional reporters, and she does have a paralegal, but her paralegal does not appear in court with her. The interview was challenging since I had to conduct it over the phone, and I couldn't read Miss Wimberly's body language, and she gave very short answers to my questions. I did, however, have the benefit of speaking with Miss Wimberly's paralegal, who said that she drafts documents for client cases and court to assist Miss Wimberly. She spends most of her day speaking with the Sheriff's Department to get incident reports, police affidavits, and witness statements. She drafts subpoenas for court cases and works with the Sheriff's Office to have the subpoena served. She said she usually only meets with a client to gather income information for the attorney. She doesn't do any legal research. That is primarily done, according to her, by the law clerks in the office. She may contact a client to inform them of court dates if necessary. She works both the front and back office to complete client intake information and to prepare affidavit documents for the court and attorneys. She prepares client files for the attorneys, and she takes notes for a client case. The Legal Aid Society uses pro-law legal software, which has form templates for paralegals. She can calendar for Ms. Wimberly and track billable hours with the software. Intake forms are now available online, so Ms. Flores is only responsible for taking income information, and she usually meets with a client once. Again, I felt this was a challenging interview, doing it over the phone. Ms. Flores was not real open to give a lot of information. I think this was because Ms. Wimberly was there with her and she kind of gave very short answers to my questions. And it was a little bit of a difficult interview. The next person I was able to speak with is Miss Flavia Farias, who is a paralegal case manager with Catholic Charities in Santa Ana, California. She worked on an adjustment of status petition for one of my family members. She explained that she files petitions and affidavits for immigrants with USCIS. She said she may write memorandums, fill out I-360 petitions, fill out I-485 and I-864, as well as N-400 packets. She has worked on U visas for domestic violence victims by U.S. citizen petitioners. She has been working on SIJ filings, which she explained are cases of abandonment by the child's parents. These are usually minors that have come to the U.S. without their parents. The only legal research she does is checking on recent changes in the law, such as what happened just recently here in Texas with the JACA ruling. Ms. Farias explained that she is part of a team for client retention through referrals. She explained that she mostly conducts back office work such as copying, faxing, file management, drafting documents. Excuse me. She also reviews paperwork for other staff members. I have a couple of examples I'd like to show you from my family member. And what we have here on the left in this slide is a cover sheet that Ms. Farias would use to make sure that she has everything needed for the packet, the adjustment of status packet that she prepared. On the left, on the right, is the application for adjustment of status. The next form is the I-864, which is the U.S. citizen petitioner. It's his guarantee to the government that he will provide everything for his wife. I felt that Miss Farias gave a lot of information, and she really cares about the people that she helps. Catholic Charities offers free and low-cost legal services to the community, so I really enjoyed speaking with her. The next person I got to speak with was a really good friend of mine named Sean Burla. He's worked as a correctional officer for over 10 years. Excuse me. He said that most of his days are redundant. He must check that officers and inmates are doing their prescribed jobs. He must check log sheets to assure that officers are recording information and monitoring inmate activities. Sham said that the inmates set the tempo of the day. If there is an incident, he must write a report, counsel the inmates. If they're unable to get along, he has to file a segregation report. The days can change quickly depending on the inmate population. If the inmates follow their rehabilitation program, they can earn time off their sentence and additional privileges within the prison. To deal with the daily stress of any career, he said that a person must remain positive, have activities outside of work such as listening to music, gardening, family time, socializing even with friends. He said most suicide cases that he hears about involving correctional officers are people who let the job consume every aspect of their lives, that the correctional job becomes their life. His key to his success has been to learn everything that he can, to challenge himself, to keep his mind busy. When an opportunity for training comes up, he takes it. He said the best way to beat stress is to keep yourself motivated, build a good rapport with your coworkers and your supervisors. The prison that he works at does not employ any paralegals or legal staff for any of the inmates or the staff. I felt very positive after speaking with Sean. He gave me some good information about how to deal with everyday stress and how to be successful in my future career. I next had the opportunity to speak with Quantrell Fletcher, who has been a private investigator for 20 years. Mr. Fletcher explained that he has began working as a criminal defense attorney investigator. He explained that he must review the police report, affidavits by the police. He'd have to go to the crime scene and interview witnesses, find witnesses maybe the police did not interview. He can work cases involving divorce, missing persons, and he completes skip traces. He can work with an attorney for a he can work for an attorney or a private party, he said. He explained that it depends on the case. The common technology used in the field is video equipment, a cell phone, and surveillance vehicles. Mr. Fletcher explained that paralegals can play an important role in an investigation because we understand the law. Additionally, a paralegal can write a report fashioned to the needs of the attorney. I felt like he was making a job offer. He did ask if I was interested in investigations. So lastly, I was able to speak with John Morose. He has been employed as an IT contract specialist with the United States Customs and Immigration Service for over 10 years. He explained that a typical day begins with him taking service tickets, which usually are employees who cannot log into their computer in the morning. When he gets to the office, he has to check the network and make sure any overnight updates were run. He must assure that all systems and software are updated. He may troubleshoot hardware issues and issue out laptops for employees working remotely. The main duties that he does are database management and software management for the agency. He explained that if I were to have to manage a database, I should know SQL. An SQL program helps to manage the relational database system which sets permissions for access to the database. SQL will access different tables within the database and retrieve the requested data. An SQL program can keep records of who accessed the database, who was and what was accessed. It can create files and delete files as required by the admin who manages the database. An SQL program can deny access to users who do not have permission to access sensitive data. Mr. Moras explained that all forms are now available online for USCIS. I have found doing a little research a number of software programs utilized in law offices for billing, calendaring, and docketing. Many are now cloud-based to allow attorneys to work remotely on cases and for paralegals to have access to that work product. Cloud-based software programs allow an attorney to share their work and allow a paralegal to provide the attorney with motions, affidavits, and orders even while the attorney is out of the office. This increases productivity within the law firm and accountability to clients. We talked briefly about SMTP email protocols, but this would only apply if the law firm has an on-site server, while increasingly this is being handled by outside companies. One of the other jobs is that Mr. Moras does for USCIS is he does archives, in which I'm not sure if it's hard drives or tapes, but he will have to pull the archive records once a week, and a service called Iron Mountain stores that data from the database for later retrieval if it becomes necessary. If they lose a file, so forth, they can retrieve that backup data. So I thought that was kind of interesting with regards to his job. I can see clearly how each of these job fields interact with each other. If one thinks about it, attorneys need the assistance of a paralegal to complete a task for a case on time. If you have a client who is accused of a crime, you want to verify information to develop a solid defense. And corrections is key in stopping the revolving door of crime with rehabilitation programs. Finally, technology and software are keys to productivity and development in any environment and career. I thank you for listening to our presentation and hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.